yesterday's game?
We feel pretty good. We don't want to get too excited though. Knowing that go up 1-0 in a series, the pressure's pretty much on you now. So we just want to continue to build on the right direction and the right things that we've been working on. So hopefully we'll be successful.
That was your very first EuroLeague playoff game. What was it like seeing the atmosphere and the build-up?
It was definitely a great experience. Playing in the playoffs in the NBA and then playing in the EuroLeague. The meaning I feel like it's the same, but intensity is a little bit different at times. Obviously all playoff series are tough and different, but just really tried to get a good feel for how to be aggressive and when to take the right shots and when to get off the ball. So just being able to try to find the rhythm as early as possible, I think would be good for us.
Where the difference between regular season and playoffs is bigger in NBA, EuroLeague?
I feel like it's different games, but you can ask anybody. It's like saying tomato or tomato. I'm saying every game means the same, and not means the same, but every game matters, and every possession matters more. So every mistake can get punished, and every mistake is magnified. So I feel like it's the same in that way, but obviously it's different. We're in a different continent, so everything's different. It's definitely a strong feeling that you get within the team and the atmosphere and seeing all the fans.
Did Šaras magnify these mistakes today?
Say it again.
Did Šaras magnify these mistakes today?
Yeah, he didn't change anything that's not normal from him during the regular season. So that's something that you can always appreciate. You have a coach that focuses on the details and everything that you need to focus on to win. So he's been on us like that all year, even since when I first got here in September. So just being able to have that rapport and have somebody stay on us like that is super important.
Tomorrow he will make sure that the team doesn't get relaxed after the first win in the quarterfinals. What was his message yesterday, and how he's trying, to get the group on the level that he needs to focus on?
Yeah, like I said, his message was just that 1-0 is good, but the pressure's on us now. We want to just continue to try to build off that 1-0 start. And, we don't want to get complacent in any type of win or loss. So just being able to stay level-headed and make it through this series is going to be good for us.
What reaction from Schalke did you expect?
I expected to be a lot more physical. Kind of been hearing a little bit of the stuff that they were saying, taking up the physicality and things like that. I'm not going to search for it, but sometimes you happen to hear things that's getting said. But knowing they're getting used to playing in this atmosphere, playing on the rims that they played on previous game. As basketball players, it's kind of easy to make that change sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But definitely expecting to be a lot more physical and just try to punish every mistake that we make.
You kind of got a revenge on the
Yep.
Dallas. How did you like that the clip that you?
No, it was cool. He got me the regular season game, so it's only right that I was able to get him back last game. But I don't want to talk too much about that and make it a big deal or anything. Everybody's competitive. I'm pretty sure he's competitive. He's gonna want to. Everybody will want to respond some type of way. So we want to keep the main thing, and go out and.
A lot of talks about Francesco in NBA. What do you think? Can he play in NBA?
I feel like he's definitely a great player, and always, when you're a great player, your name is always going to get tied to things where you can always, go on and try to explore different options. That's really just obviously his decision. I definitely think he can play at the NBA level for sure. I played against him a lot, and I've known him pretty much since I was around like 20, 21 years old. So just playing with him and playing in open runs in Miami and things like that, and being around him, just seeing how he's developed and actually seeing him break out this year and be first team and MVP candidate. So definitely, him having the type of year he had has put him on the radar. I feel like of a lot of NBA front offices.
There's big emphasis probably for Fenerbahce defense on neutralizing Cisco with Žalgiris offense. What other plays Žalgiris has now without Cisco playing at this level?
They're really efficient. Just being a team that don't really make too many mistakes on offense, and having a point guard like Francisco, is basically their engine. Only makes them a little bit better. So, just trying to limit him and then not let the other guys beat us is something that we need to do. So, we had a few mishaps with other guys scoring a little bit more than they usually do, but I feel like we try to neutralize that with being a good team.
Yesterday, a big influence to the game was Nicola Melli and Nando Da Colo. How important
was their leadership to you personally and to the team overall?
You know, they lead by example. Those two guys, especially. Nico talks a little bit more, but you know, they lead by example. You know, they do the right things. They show up every day, do the right things in practice, do the right things in the game, play defense. You know, try to just lead us in the right direction. So you know, it's big having those guys in our locker room.
You played in a lot of teams, veteran teams, championship teams. How does this atmosphere within the team compare to all others?
Definitely, it definitely gives me the same feeling that I had when I was on the first year, my first year in the NBA, playing with the Lakers. You know, it's a championship team. You know, the camaraderie, everybody gets along. You know, and everybody's in it for the right reasons. It definitely feels, you know, very similar to that, just because everybody wants to, you know, get together for the main goal, and that's to win the championship.
You still watch Lakers games?
Not really. You know, the time difference kind of has thrown us off a little bit, throwing me off. And then it's funny, Sarge told me and another teammate just don't stay up watching the NBA playoffs. So I've been trying to go to sleep a lot more, and it's actually been working. So I'm just trying to just continue down that road.
Just between 12 of us, how many times did you break that rule?
I'd rather keep that to myself. No, but probably, you know, sometimes you may, like after a game, it'd be a little bit harder to sleep, get off the road, probably once or twice. Watched 1 or 2 games, but it was only for, you know, I was only able to watch like half of the game. So by halftime I was asleep. So that's good in my book.
Who's your MVP this year?
MVP this year?
Yeah.
It's really cliche, but either Shea or Jokic. You know, you can't go wrong with either one. Yeah, I don't want to pick between the two of those guys.